We are back. Today is officially both Nishi and Joe's debut, and everyone in the room is feeling the nerves, except for Joe because he's Mr. Cool. Joe has received a telegram from everyone from the prison wishing him the best of luck, and Nishi is shitting his pants. Look at that shaking like a hound dog for crying out loud, with Joe setting his gloves, giving him a power slap because that's what friends do. All the while this little pathetic dog yaps because our guys don't own this place.
Don't you shut the fuck up.
As Danpei shatters the sound barrier. Nishi and Danpei heading out with Joe doing his classic rage baiting in the green room, and we're not showing the fight sadly, but Nishi loses by TKO in devastating fashion.
You'd both be real sorry if I killed myself, wouldn't you, huh?
With wounds, but there's no time to be sad as it's Joe's match next. Walking into the ring for our debut of our resident demon, look at the focus, the determination, the sheer drive, the power, the hunger to devour. Danpei giving his thanks, the bright light shining even more brighter than usual, digging in our heels for this fight. It's a 6-round fight against Takayo Murase. We don't care about him or his really big lips. The crowd, however, do care about Joe. They're ecstatic for his debut. Everyone in the crowd, including Rikiishi, Wolf, and others. Joe's doing a majestic dance in the ring like he's on the rocky road to Dublin. And the bell ringing, Murase charging, launching Joe back, taking advantage of Joe's shock, beating him into the corner and all around the ring. Angry at Joe's taunting as Joe eats a big right-left combination, getting overpowered into the corner with a flurry, battering him all over the place. Rikiishi doesn't even give a shit, by the way, as Joe drops his guard, eating another big right, getting murdered against the ropes. Making bro fear him, and yes, cross counter. Rikiishi knew the fight was over before it even began. The tension in the arena, but Murase hits the ground and he ain't getting up anytime soon, giving Joe a rather flashy debut victory.
Time to kick it!
Wolf shitting his pants because he's a little bitch. While everyone is happily celebrating, a man appears, a homeless dentist who starts looking at Joe's entire body with an inspection and then he just leaves.
What the hell is that?
I too explore men's body and leave. Nariko walking into the room with flowers, but then Yoko gives Joe flowers too. Nariko's flowers are more special in a way, and then Joe makes her cry. Oh Joe, you are not one with the women, are you? As he gets punished greatly. The same mystery man is role-playing in Minecraft, somehow building an entire shack in the span of a few minutes, showcasing his rawness, labeling it as a clinic. Because this guy is raw, Dr. Man walks into the gym as if he owns it, and then just says, I'm the doctor now, and Danpei's like,
well, ooh-la-dee-da, Mr. Frenchman.
Sure, I guess. So basically, guys, what this means is if you walk into anyone's house, you can take it. Joe is incapable of understanding while Nariko is so hurt. As a man's main weakness arrives, the battle of food. Nariko's mother is hit, and Joe's been fired. At least he tried to make it work.
You're fired!
Nariko goes missing and the doctor has a drink of Danpei. Nariko ran away in defense of Joe, showing just how goat she is, with our favorite drinking buddies downing horse piss. Possibly, they don't say, as they bond over Joe's nature and moronicness about women. Nariko being found relaxing with the little posse, and Joe using all that charisma, the intelligence, the speech 100 like it's Fallout New Vegas, without even realizing it's a drop game. Now that is what I call game. While these children are holding a musician hostage, the next day shows Rikishi's insane jaw, uncaring about his next opponent, because he only has one real opponent. As Joe dispatches this random guy, giving another KO victory, which means it's 3 wins. We didn't see the second one, I suppose. Joe is so important that no one actually gives a shit about the main event. That is next level aura. Inui is meant to be Rikishi's future opponent too. Jesus Christ, can he stop looking so immaculate with those gloves? And Joe's getting married. No, he's just faking it to get free stuff. A free rice cooker to be smarter. Now you may be wondering how Joe paid for this. He didn't.
I'll steal it! No one will ever know!
We're broke. And oh my god, it's the debt collector. No, it's an innocent child wanting to be like Joe, who has to pay 100,000 yen. For perspective, guys, that's like £504 if you're an alpha male, and $690 if you're fat. Joe and Nishi doing goofy squats. Well, the guy gets the money, but Danpei still refuses him because he failed the entrance exam. It's basically you can't be a boxer if you don't have that dog in you, especially if you're rich. Now, if all of you watching could give me $690,
I'm rich.
The guy back asking for secret training in exchange for buying the appliances, so he's got that determination. His punches aren't perfect, with Joe looking like my grandfather pretending to listen to a conversation. Nishi kidnapping our boy for a lecture. The doctor pulling our guy to the side. His name is Osami Ishikura, I butchered that. And based off his book, he's actually not rich. He's broke. He literally just spent every single penny he had. I mean, he works where he lives. And Danpei's anger is honestly right, as they try and give Ishikura the minimum of the money back. Well, with him explaining that Joe inspired him to try boxing, and he doesn't even have the body, according to the doctor. But he's still gonna be a fan, and despite this not being integral, it's giving Joe a lesson of not wasting money. And Nishi is currently on a free fight losing streak, horrific in all honesty, and Nishi has plans to leave the gym and boxing forever because he can't do it. Surely he can't leave as day one. It's actually really depressing, as losing 3 fights is not good. but all he needs is a confidence booster. But there's a simple strategy at getting a woman to love him. Well, there's certainly one Noriko, as our matchmaking friends delve into the game, not so subtly trying to set up Noriko with Nishi, who is told that Noriko is concerned about him and she wants him to succeed, getting that confidence by destroying that puncher bag, trading increasingly harder every day until he reaches his maximum potential. With our main issue being that Noriko can't come to watch. It should be clear, but despite it all, Nishi is terrified of losing, terrified of letting everyone down, declaring that if he loses, he will leave. No ifs, buts, or maybes, and it's fight time. The bell ringing with Nishi on the offense before eating those punches. Weaving, and Noriko's imposter is... I don't know what that is. The first round ending in rather slow fashion, the second round beginning, Nishi still losing, eating left and right to the jaw. His punches finding nothing as he hits the deck for a knockdown, but seeing the silhouette of what could be Noriko, he gets up. But he's getting killed out there.
Leave him alone! Leave him alone now! He's dropped it bad! No!
Falling down for what could be the final time. Is this it? Is our glorious King Nishi gonna go down 0 for 4 in failure? Joe's tears flowing, mine flowing, but Nishi sees those tears, and if I know one thing, if your boys are crying for you, you have to let them know. Nishi rising to his feet, lunging forward, bang. A massive punch obliterating his opponent, giving our boy his first victory, while Noriko appears and gives the flowers. Just look at this bromance, guys, it's truly emotional. Meanwhile, elsewhere, Wolf is scared shitless of fighting Joe, having nightmares thinking about other men when he's in his bed. I mean, Joe's aura is so powerful, he's having cold showers in clothing, and even when he's training the cross counter, it's living in his head rent-free. But President Osaka has a strategy, of course. His hairline is crazy, by the way. I mean, Christ almighty. As he executes this guy, that uppercut was smooth as hell. Joe remaining unfazed while Wolf and President Osaka come up to him to declare a major event. Wolf trying not to laugh, look at those sexy eyes, because Wolf and Joe are set to have a match, and despite Danpei not wanting it, Joe starts screaming at the top of his lungs. All the while, in the middle of actual nowhere, Rikiishi is jogging, talking about himself in third person. Wolf undergoing a secret training program by locking all sun and eyesight out of the building, because everyone else realizes it's related to the cross counter. Meanwhile, Joe's tiny group of weird looking children brutally attack a bunch of reporters and steal their money, as they are heading to Asia Boxing Club to Metal Gear Solid their way into watching Wolf's training. And honestly, I can't imagine this going wrong.
Foreshadowing as a narrative device.
Somehow sneaking past the guards as we see this poor guy getting his face broken. And they accidentally reveal themselves. Oh well. Meanwhile, Joe roasts Danpei before apologizing, and they theorize what Wolf's plan is, just as Wolf appears and says, I'm gonna throw a left straight. And he also has a bunch of gifts. Oh my god. So after Wolf's finished laughing in Joe's face, he just fucking drives off.
I'm gonna die and come back and fuck your grandma.
As Joe also has secret training, everyone on Joe's side being bruised for an unknown reason, and the children are still injured in the stands. But the sexiest man in fiction, Rikiishi, is there with his insane jawline. As our fight officially begins, both men slowly coming towards each other. Joe using a guard to completely stun Wolf as they stare each other down. Bro just shat his pants. The crowd getting annoyed as Wolf lunges in with punches, hitting the molecules as Joe pieces him up with a brutal combo, making his face do the YMCA, Joe dominating our first round. I mean, that was not an Asia Boxing Club's bingo card, sure was it? Mentality is important for a boxer, and Wolf is a pussy, basically, guys. Our second round beginning, Wolf's massive swings hitting nothing as Joe hits him with those pieces, leaving him in backshot position. Getting up as it's the first knockdown, and Jesus, Wolf is so bad he can't even see properly. Eating another brutal combo before a big left makes him cosplay movements from Yuri on Ice, but Wolf can't hear the heartbeat, probably because he's dead on his feet. Wolf though still wants to be the world champion, eating a left before slipping, finally getting his own offense, taking control as he pushes Joe into that corner, with a massive uppercut before both men have an exchange as the round ends. Now we have a fight on our hands. Wolf getting the strategy of convincing Joe into using his no guard, and he'll be brutal since whatever Wolf does kills people. I mean, even Rikiishi's stressed. That's how you know it's serious, guys. Our third round beginning, Wolf starting off with 2 strong jabs and crazy weave, dominating Joe with uppercuts and punches with the craziest blue filter I've seen in my life. I don't even know what's going on, but it turns out Joe's been knocked down. I mean, sure. Danpei giving a signal as Joe drops that guard. Now we have what they both want. Staring each other down, Wolf beating Joe with those punches, making his face explode, and Wolf throws the left straight, Joe going in for the cross counter and... the one who goes down is Joe. Whatever Wolf did, it worked. But the inventor of the male gender sprints towards the ring and starts giving him a TikTok motivational speech about destiny or something. Joe getting up at the count of 9 even though he's dead on his feet. Wolf focused on executing Joe into the ropes before the bell saves him, Joe ending up in the wrong corner. It turns out Wolf's left was a feint which deflected the cross counter and killed Joe. Talk about being a masturbator, wow. The next round beginning, Wolf still trying to understand what the best move is, giving an uppercut with 2 jabs, spamming with a combo and another, Wolf throwing yet again another left, deflecting the attempted cross counter, sending Joe onto his ass yet again. Joe getting up like an actual corpse. I mean, Wolf thinks the man's immortal. Wolf throwing another left hand. It goes how you'd expect. But even more interestingly, Wolf has blood on his mouth, and Wolf can't even believe he's alive. It's time for that last rodeo. Wolf's confidence skyrocketing as a gigantic, monstrous exchange occurs. The referee instantly calling the fight, giving him a victory in the 4th round. The triple cross counter. Wolf deflected the original cross counter and then cross countered the existing cross counter into another cross counter that Joe then deflected that was 12 times the power of a regular punch. So basically he just killed Wolf. Rikiishi inspired by Joe's extreme aura as they exchange a beautiful handshake. I love when friends stay friends. Joe's situation has improved as he's cosplaying as Majima. It's been 6 days, all the while a letter is sent to the boys about an event occurring on the 31st. Both men heading to Dampe. This is a letter from a hot springs, like Persona. They're not being sold, instead they're being taken to a hot springs to celebrate. It's the next day now with the bus arriving, the posse and the slums coming too. They invited themselves. The car journey is fun until we're told the tragic news that Wolf Kanagushi has a fractured jaw, meaning his career is likely over. And listen guys, I understand Wolf is a really bad guy, but this was his career we're talking about and I just couldn't help but feel bad for him. As Dampe and Joe head over to pay respects, but President Osaka is actually really rude, insulting Wolf, calling him a worthless bum who should kill himself now. Food flying like the Battle of Hoover Dam in New Vegas, trying to run him over as he's punished for having the gall, the goddamn audacity to talk that much shit. And despite Wolf being a terrible man, Joe still regrets it. Because Joe is a good human. As they arrive at the hot springs, there is no heterosexual explanation for this.
That's gay!
Now I can't show basically any of this scenery as pretty much everyone's naked. Oh look, they're playing in the snow.
Meanwhile...
And oh my god, it's him, training harder in the dead of night. And it's officially New Year with our hilarious friends running. Wait, does that say dragon?
Like a dragon? Yourself.
And Sachi, the female child, is Nariko's mother appearing to get both men to work, as Nariko is in a kimono. I only knew this was a tradition because of Persona. And like Persona, guys, I'm scared of real women. Joe getting kidnapped by Nariko, while their parents realize that Nishi has that dog in him, and he should be with Nariko. Joe finding a newspaper and seeing him and Rikiishi are both featured following his match against Wolf. Rikiishi's name is so powerful, it causes his theme to play. Which actually sends us to Rikiishi training hard in the middle of nowhere, because that's who he is. Rikiishi realizing Joe is closer to him than he ever could have imagined. He's just built like that as a crazy taxi nearly murders Joe, all the while Mr. Drip is driving him and Yoko. And whatever is happening is top secret, and yeah, it's about that time if you know. The journalist heading into Rikiishi's gym, faced with an intense sauna, one man training Rikiishi, and you obviously know this, but I'm gonna say, this is next level method of weight cutting, trying to drop weight in an extreme method to get to bantamweight to fight Joe, which is not healthy for a man of Rikiishi's weight. Dampe is talking about how it's sad both men can't win, and it's going to be a bloody fight with massive consequences, not understanding why Rikiishi would drop such an intense weight. For perspective guys, featherweight, which is what Rikiishi is 126 pounds. That's not heavy, but bantamweight is 118 pounds. I'm back with Rikiishi, sweating profusely, punching the air, and he looks hollow. He's currently 121 pounds, still not enough to be bantamweight, and as I explained, Rikishi's weight loss is suicidal. He's not even supposed to be a featherweight, as in the prison arc we're told he was originally a welterweight boxer, which is 147 pounds. He's too big for this, and despite Yoko's pleas, he ignores, because he has a promise to do, and the fact that someone in a lower weight class gave him a draw, he can't live with that. He's also in the Velvet Room apparently.
Welcome to the Velvet Room.
In velvet attire, maybe he'll be in the next Persona game, with everyone sat at the dinner table, and that food is looking more enticing than ever, but Rikiishi won't be eating it. And honestly, the next scene is so eerie, I'm gonna let it play. Never has a man eating an apple been so disturbing. This is going to be Rikishi's only food, and you know, that's not good. Rikiishi preparing to head back to the gym, which will be his new home, and despite all the begging and concerns, he opts in that ride, telling the men to lock him inside the basement, the most manly promise. Yoko arriving with a massive lock on the door, trapping in inside and